Ready? Okay, how about we do our bell ringer today? Yay.
That was so good.
Okay, this is the ellipse.
Oh, that's supposed to be 9?
Well, what did you think it was?
I thought it was an A, and I was really
Oh,
confused.
my goodness.
I didn't do it anyway, so.
How's that for those of you who are picky people? I used a different color, didn't even make a straight line.
Oh my God, that's gonna drive
Did we
me
start a new
nuts.
bell ringer?
Huh?
Did we start a new bell ringer?
Yeah, we had one yesterday.
Yep, I wasn't here.
No, that's better.
Mariah.
Okay.
Mariah.
So you guys switch roles, I used to.
Are we
It's
ready?
small, though. Okay, that's fine.
It's okay. Okay, is this ellipse going to go side to side or up and down?
Up and down,
Why?
because 25 is bigger.
Because your A is always your bigger number, and it's underneath the Y. So that means that A, if A squared is 25, what is A?
5,
5. And what is my B?
3.
So I'm going to make this ellipse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like this.
Mine are always very pointy, not very round.
Mine's not very good, but that's good. Okay? So, we're going to leave this today and go on to hyperbola, which has got different rules. So again, I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to take notes. I did make kind of a generic notes page that I'll print off and give you guys tomorrow that you can fill in to use on your quiz.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tell you all the things that are most important. Here we go. With the ellipses, I said A was always the what?
Figures.
Biggest. With hyperbolas, A is always first. So it's always going to be the first number that you see. It's not always the biggest. It's always first. So ellipses, it's always biggest. Hyperbolas, it's always first. I'm going to give you two different equations and the relationship between the foci and the A and the B, just like you had, because it's a different relationship than what we had yesterday. And then we'll do some examples. So here's the first one. If x squared comes first over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. Because the x squared is written first, this is what I'm going to call a horizontal one. So my hyperbolas are going to be opening left and right instead of up and down. So this is what this graph looks like. I'm going to have, let's say, this point and this point. This is a comma 0, negative a comma 0. Then we do have this point here and this point here. These are our foci. So this would be like negative c comma 0 and c comma 0. And the foci tell you which way, how it opens toward. It's kind of like two parabolas that open towards your foci. So the parabola would always open toward a focus. These open toward the focus on each side. And then we also have, but we don't need it really to graph, is our B value. And this graph is going left to right because x squared comes first. I'm going to go ahead and give you something else that comes later, but I'm going to give it to you now. We also have, so you have it all together. You have these asymptotes that you can graph to kind of guide your, how wide or how narrow your hyperbola is. And when you have the horizontal asymptote, it's y equals b over ax and y equals negative b over ax. So that's kind of important. There's one question on your test, and I think there's some on your homework that say they give you the asymptote and you have to write the equation. So the asymptote gives you your a and your b for your equation. So you need to make sure this is important. So you would do like rise over run. So you'd go up B over A, up B over A. Okay, and down B over A. So let's do the the vertical one really quick.
Okay,
And
so
then-
what was the other one? Y equals negative B?
Yeah, the positive and the negative over A. We're almost there.
There, you got it.
Okay. Okay, so let's do the vertical one. The vertical one is going to have y squared go first, minus x squared over b squared equals 1. A is always first. The way that this changes from left, right to up and down is now your y squared comes first. So these hyperbolas look like this, where this is 0a. This would be 0c. So it would go like this. Here I'd have 0 negative a and 0 negative c. And it would go like that. These points that you really don't need are on the minor axis.
It kind of looks like a dancing person.
It does. Really exciting. And then let's go ahead and put our asymptotes in here since we keep it all together. So these asymptotes are y equals a over bx and y equals negative a over bx.
Why is it
What do you mean, why is it a?
why is it A over B instead of B over A like the top?
Because we flipped it, so we flipped our asymptotes. So we flipped this from this way to this way.
Oh, okay.
So it's going a different direction. Okay? Let me give you the relationship between the C, the A, and the B. So you have all that together. So your foci is going to be B squared equals C squared minus A squared. I keep looking back because I'm not as confident because these are so similar with this and ellipses. So if I give you the C and the B, I can find the A. Or if I give you the C and the A, I can find the B. Okay? Shall we try using some of this? Seeing what happens? I vote yes. Okay, for our first example, we have, I want you to find the equation. I'm going to give you some piece of information. The foci is going to be at negative 3, 0, and 3, 0. And the vertices are negative 2, 0, and 2, 0. So here's what helps me work these problems to find the equation. I'm first going to just sketch what I have so I can visually see what direction it's going and so I know which equation to use. So if I plot the points 3, 0 and negative 3, 0, and then I plot the point 2, 0 and 2, 0, I know that this is a horizontal. So what's going to come first in my equation? X or Y?
X.
X. X comes first. Look at your notes. So I know that I'm dealing with x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. Do I know, what do I know? What letters do I know?
Here, A and B.
I know A. A is 2. I don't know B though. What's the other letter I know? C. C is 3. So I can go ahead and fill in, what am I going to put down here below x squared?
4.
4. 2 squared is 4. I have to use that relationship I gave you at the very end to figure out what my B is, though. I know C and I know A. I don't know B. So I can use this relationship right here. C is 3, so 3 squared is 9. Minus A squared is 4, which gives me 5, which is B squared. So where am I going to put that 5?
Underneath y squared.
Underneath the y squared, because that's where B squared goes.
Wait, so B, C is, 9.
C is 3 squared, C squared, A squared. And then you just need B squared for your equation. So this would be my answer. So for the equation, you need to know A squared and you need to know B squared. So look at what they give you and use this formula here if you don't have the third one. How was that? So great. Okay, let's do one more. By one more, I mean 2 more. Yeah, we have sketching the graph and finding the equation given asymptotes. So let's sketch our graph. This one, I'm going to give you this equation. 4x squared minus y squared equals 16. So this is just like one of the examples I gave you yesterday where something looks different. We did that I Spy game. What was the thing that was different?
4 is above.
Okay, 4 is above, and
The 16
it doesn't equal 1. So what did we do to make this equal to 1?
divided by 16.
Okay, you're going to do the same thing. Divide by 16, divide by 16, divide by 16. So this, on the right-hand side, gives me 1, which is what I wanted it to be. Then I've got negative y squared over 16. Can't simplify that. And what can this simplify down to?
X squared over.
X squared over 4. Your x is coming first, so does that mean this is a horizontal one or a vertical one? Horizontal. So I can go ahead and sketch this graph. Why don't you guys try to sketch it on your own? Although I should have you do some asymptotes to sketch it. Sketch what you know. Don't worry about finding the C either. Don't forget to, don't forget, how many did you go out there?
Oh, 4.
Okay, but this is A squared.
Oh.
Okay, what does A equal?
2.
2. And what does B equal? Not that we need it. 4. We're going to sketch asymptotes too. But for what you know it's horizontal, and so you know your vertices are at 2 and negative 2 on the x-axis. Right? And they open out each way. Okay, I want to just show you what the asymptotes do, and then, because I'm sure you did it right, and I would count it right. But when we have horizontal, our asymptote is y equals b over a, x, and y equals negative b over a. So in this case, I would have 4 over 2. So y equals 4 over 2x, which is just y equals 2x, and y equals negative 2x. So if I was to plot these asymptotes, I would start here at 0. I would go up 2 over 1. And this would be one asymptote. and then I would go down 2 over 1, and that would be the other asymptote. I don't need arrows on that.
Wait, so it's, we have to do 4 over 2.
Yeah, B over A. And then when I go to draw this, it just tells me a little more accurately how wide, because remember asymptotes are kind of like magnets where they pull the graph to it. So that's the reason for the asymptotes, just to kind of give you a better shape of the graph. I am fine with you guys when I ask you to sketch it, just to sketch and not worry about the asymptotes. But our next example, they give you asymptotes, and you have to work backwards to figure out the A and the B. So that's why I want you to know the relationship, this relationship here. Okay, one more, and by one more, I really mean one more. So get excited. Get excited, yay. Almost done. Okay, so here we're gonna find the equation. And here's the information I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna tell you the vertices are at the point 0, -4, and 0, 4. I'm also going to tell you that the asymptotes are y equals -2x and y equals 2x. So we have to work backwards. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plot my vertices, because that just is a visual as to which equation you're using. So if I plot 0, 4, I know now I'm using the y-axis. So that means that my equation is going to start with a y squared over a squared minus x squared over b squared equals 1. Everybody good with that? Okay, what is my A for this problem?
2.
No, not 2. It's 4. A is 4 because that's my vertices. Remember, these vertices are like you're using 0A, 0, -A. So A is equal to 4. What does, well, we don't need to worry about C. So what am I going to put here under the y squared if A is 4? Go the other way. You're squaring it. So we don't want to square root it. We want to go the other way. So it'd be, no, 16. I'm sorry. I thought you said 2. Don't yell at me today. I'm too tired. Okay. Now here's the other clue that they've given you. They haven't given you your C, but they have given you your asymptotes. And our asymptotes, when we have our graph going up and down, it's going to be A over B, right? Yeah. A over B. So this asymptote is equal to A over B, x, and -A over B, x. I know what my A is. My A is 4, right? So if I know that I have 4 over bx, and I need this to equal 2x, what is b going to equal? 2. So I'm just using my information on my asymptote. I know that the asymptote is going to be 2x. I know that this top number is going to be a 4. So 4 over what gives me 2? 4 over 2 gives me 2. So that means that if b is 2, what am I going to write underneath x squared? 4. And this is your equation. So there's some that you're going to have to look at the asymptote to figure out what the b is, given what the asymptote is, and the a, or vice versa. These really aren't as hard as what you think. This is just kind of abstract. So I want you to try your work today. We're going to start class with it tomorrow, going over all of it, checking it all off, and going over all of it. And then I'll give you a review lesson. And then you guys will have
Wait, are we not graphing this one?
a review sheet. No, I just graphed it so you get a visual as to which one you're using. Okay, so you're on page 369 today. 61 to 66 and 68.